Suppression is the ID here. If we need an ID to drive a car, doesn't it make sense to have one to vote? It's an interesting question, especially that it's most often voiced by conservatives who say big government is ruining America as they bemoan the erosion of freedom and liberty in the US of A. How is it that Tea Party isolationists, America First, Trumpians bemoan red tape paperwork for driving, hunting, fishing, gun ownership, running businesses, and keeping hog waste or coal ash out of our drinking water, but feel the demand for voter ID is peachy and as American as apple pie? What's up with that? There's nothing like consistency, and that is nothing like it. Trump has a penchant for pointing out problems, whether they be voter fraud or illegal immigration, for which he advocates interesting solutions. Trump touts his border wall as a wondrous, necessary, modern piece of engineering in his battle to secure our borders. He markets his $70 billion boondoggle as an effective solution to halting illegal immigration in the USA. Trump's wall is his version of an infrastructure project. Trump's wall would likely slow the influx of our darker-skinned Caucasian Latinx neighbors from the South entering as freely as they do. But what impact will the 70 times billion-dollar Great Wall of China have on the influx of people staying in the USA illegally? Our southern border may be our largest entry point for people to enter illegally, but the portal is used by a small fraction of people who stay here illegally. Surely a $70 billion solution should address the problem thoroughly. Nope. Nuh-uh. The United States is a mecca for the downtrodden, the disenfranchised, and those seeking a better life. We're also a huge tourist destination. Most of us want foreigners to enter our country, at least long enough to spend their money, and they daggum better learn English first. We make it easy to come here because it benefits us, and up to 50% of those who stay in the U.S. illegally entered legally and simply stayed. 21st century problem that isn't solved by an isolationist, ostrich his head in the sand monolith to Trump's ego? Chocante! Trump's wall does play nicely into Trump's selling of fear and hate. Want to know how Trump views Latinx? Listen to his speeches. And so it goes with his push for voter identification. Voting is a right. U.S. citizens, whether natural or naturalized, have a right to exercise our franchise. We get to vote! The 15th Amendment states, the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. And yet this is exactly what voter identification laws will do. Of the 327 million people living in the USA, over 50 million live below the poverty line. Driver's licenses, bank accounts, and ID cards are not ubiquitous, and those without tend to be poor, and the poor tend to be, wait for it, more predominantly non-white than white. Say what? No way. And guess what? Non-white, economically disadvantaged voters are more likely to identify as Democrats. Donald Trump's claim that 5 million illegal votes were cast in the 2016 election, all against him, is hogwash. And yet this bile is what he feeds his minions on. It is perplexing that Trump's solution for voter fraud disenfranchises communities that tend to vote D more than R. Can I get a chocante? The United States needs both immigration and voter reform, as we have neither a cohesive, comprehensive immigration plan nor voting standards. The need for immigration reform was true under Barack Obama, and it became more glaringly obvious under Trump's demand for an ineffective, outrageously expensive border wall, his call to halt immigration to the USA based on religion, that's what his Muslim ban is, folks, a blatant disregard of the First Amendment, and his transparent praise for people immigrating here from Northern European countries. I thought R was for Republican, not racist. We need an immigration policy, we need secure borders, and we need to honor the words on our 1886 gift from France, Our Lady Liberty, that states, "Give me your tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." Trump's border wall is an expensive optic, a symbol that shows us Trump's true colors, white. So is the push for voter identification laws. As IDs become mandatory for voting, we will have fewer lower socioeconomic citizens voting. And in the United States, a disproportionate percentage of people below the poverty line are people of color, many of them descendants of slaves for whom the 15th Amendment was written. Some might call this disenfranchisement collateral damage, others ironic. I just call it blatantly un-American and contrary to the values my country should represent.